Crypto.com has been going absolutely crazy. Why? How could it be? The increase in blockchain gaming activity, or the spike in NFT sales, or the spike in DeFi activity, or it could be that the fact that they're listed on the World Economic Forum's website now. Are they in a partnership? I don't know, guys, but we're going to talk about crypto.com today because I do want to address this spike. It does have our Elite 8 portfolio looking quite nice, but here's something that I'm kind of disappointed about. Nobody has written up on this. There are no articles about this activity, this price spike until now. Yeah, I took it upon myself, guys. Wrote a little article for us. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description to it. Because, yeah, I needed to know. I really needed to know. And when I need to know something, you guys know I'm going to figure it out. But I'm going to break it all down to you. Let's just dive right into it. Let's start with online interest. So according to similarweb.com, the amount of online visitors, which shows an increase in interest of a product, increased 15% from September to October. So for the month of October, they had a total of 3.6 million visitors. Now, having the domain name crypto.com probably helped with that a lot. And then on top of that, the activity from BlackRock in general, okay, bringing in institutions, that's bringing in more retail interest. When people go online, the first thing they're going to see is crypto.com. All right. So this is when all of that is going to come into play. The domain name, the naming rights for the Staples Center. When we are in a bull market, that's going to add to recognition. That's going to add to brand value. All right. Just let it unfold. Now I'm going to pull up the article here for the rest of this, and we're going to dive into the DeFi numbers. So total value locked on Kronos sits at $372 million. This is the closest it's been to its yearly average of about 400 million. Leading DeFi protocols, VVS Finance and Tectonic, hold most of the value with 198 million and 130 million respectively. Newer protocol, Faro Finance, holds $30 million, but it is up 13% in the last 30 days as well. So this is indicating that the DeFi ecosystem on crypto.com is flourishing. Something I want to point out to you. Before we enter a bull run, this has happened the last 3 times, all right? It even happens for smaller bull cycles within the bear market. The 2 types of tokens or coins that move first are exchange tokens and DeFi protocols, all right? If you take a look at CoinMarketCap, I guarantee you'll see DeFi and exchange tokens up 40, 50% collectively together, right? So that's something to keep your eye on, especially when you consider the fact that crypto.com has been building out their DeFi protocols ever since, we entered the bear market, all throughout the bear market. And they've also been diving heavy into NFTs. And as of November, global NFT sales volume daily has surpassed $30 million. This is the first time we've seen these numbers since June. And better news, 250,000 of those dollars are flowing through crypto.com just in the first week of November. First Frontier, a metaverse land project on Kronos, has reached 53 million in sales volume. And then a complementary collection, Tools of the Trade, will crack 1 million in total sales volume, provided that this momentum continues. People were saying that NFTs were dead. Not according to these numbers. All right. Not according to these numbers. And something interesting, too, to think about, and I'll be curious to see how this plays out, is what is going to happen to NFTs this next bull run, because people have pretty much cast them to the side, as JPEGs with links, with URLs attached to them, right? So curious to see how that's going to work in the future. Crypto.com has 2 more collections that is gaining attention as they enter the market. Dirty Soccers and Paris Saint-Germain X Black will be launching new collections this holiday season. So NFTs on crypto.com, they're only one step away from triggering the utility side. So I can't wait for that to happen. But let's talk blockchain gaming. We've been talking a lot about that recently, thanks to Immutable X. Ubisoft and Immutable have been working a lot together recently. Ubisoft also has crypto.com in their network too. Keep that in mind as well. But when it comes to gaming in this period, Loaded Lion's main city recorded $134,000 in volume in the first week of November. This is a 337% increase, second only to BNB chain title Galactic Quadrant. However, Loaded Lions captured more unique active wallets to start November, beating Galactic Quadrant and Treasure DAO. So unique active wallets indicate new gamers coming into the system. That means that there was more new traffic into Loaded Lions than there was for the larger title Galactic Quadrant, as well as Treasure DAO. Now, we talked about Treasure DAO in our Why Blockchain Gaming Hasn't Blown Up Yet report. They're like the Steam for blockchain games. So it's a much larger platform, been around a little bit longer, yet the title on crypto.com could be benefiting from being the new kid on the block. We can keep that in mind too. But all together, collectively looking at the performance entering November for crypto.com, this spike is starting to make a lot of sense. Definitely starting to make a lot of sense. But with that, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, BlackRock's interest into the market in the last couple of months has given us the advantage. People are coming back. It's not only bringing institutional interest, but it's bringing retail interest. And when people go online, the first thing they're going to type in is crypto. And what's going to pop up? .com. So they just had the advantage with that one. All right. They really, man, that is genius work. And speaking of genius work, let's talk about it. Let's address it, because when I first saw these headlines, I was like, oh, we're entering the bull cycle. People are they're reaching into that bag. All right. The crypto, other influencers, they're reaching into that bag. I didn't believe it at first, really. But then I went and looked it up myself, and oh boy, yes, crypto.com is now listed under the partners for the World Economic Forum. So it's official, right? It's official. Now, this calls to mind, though, a clip that I watched the entire meeting, but I'm just going to share a clip with you of where I think this started. Because, see, back in 2022, the chief operating officer for crypto.com attended the World Government Summit, and who he was sitting with, some very interesting players. Now, it's just a couple minutes of the clip, but I just want you to get a feel of the room.
First of all, thank you for having me here, and I'd like to share with you that my marketing team thought that it's a bad idea for me to join a technical panel. But the reality is, given my hats that I'm wearing with the government, all the roads are taking us to digital. So under my domain, obviously, I look at the Abu Dhabi economy, or economic affairs, which covers the traditional sectors, SMEs, industrial, logistics, and now we're looking at more of the individuals, which is the Abu Dhabi Residence Office that attracts talents, attraction, facilitation, and retention. So we have also a special projects team that looks at now more effectively the capital markets. And in that terms, we have worked hand in hand with ADX, the exchange in Abu Dhabi, and the ESCA regulator to come up with the SPAC regulations, first in the GCC. We're also rolling out new asset classes like preferred shares and convertible to be listed in the country, given that the SPVs are allowed now to list onshore. We're looking at securitization, we're looking at tokenization. So that special project team is now evolving to 4Web. We're also working closely with ADGM and the ESCA regulator to do the virtual assets. We've already launched in the private consultation, the public consultation phase 1, and we're working on phase 2 as we speak.
So I'm from crypto.com. One of the main reasons for here to be here today is that we're a foundation partner of Investopia. We believe it's a great forum to bring talented people, ideas to create the new economy. And we want to invest, share knowledge, content, and build this platform with the UAE. So that's one of the main reasons. And of course, we are investing in the region. And we just announced that we open our regional office for the Middle East and Africa here in the UAE in Dubai.
So that may have been a shock to a lot of people, but not to me. Because once I saw that, I said, oh, now they're with the big global players here. They're with the global players. Remember, Crypto.com is another one of those Singapore-based companies. And Singapore, from a financial perspective, on a global stage, is a powerhouse. Understand that. They are a powerhouse. And now that they have the World Economic Forum's backing, and that makes sense because Klaus Schwab often attends these world government summits. This is another yearly summit that they do outside of Davos and outside of the G20 that goes unmentioned. You can just tell by the YouTube views. But now that they're solidifying these relationships and Ubisoft is making a deeper push into gaming, Crypto.com is in that network, you can really say we picked the perfect time to get involved with Kronos. That's all I'm saying. Like, we were already there. You look back at the channel history. I've been talking about CRO for the last 2 years. We're about to enter the next phase, though. So I'm excited. But that's all for this. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you excited as I am for CRO in this coming cycle? Again, as always, you know what I want you to do, most importantly, is have a great day, have a prosperous day, and remember, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'm Wade Teamer. I'll see you in the next one.